Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eileen and for today we're going to be doing the Sabrina Carpenter makeup look. I've been dying to try this makeup look on myself. If you want to see how I get this makeup look, then just keep on watching. Alright guys, so I did my skincare and my eyebrows off camera. I know her eyebrows are actually really nice, thick, bushy, but this is what we're working with. So the first step in this makeup routine is actually going to be prepping the skin with a really good primer. I'm taking the e.l.f.'s Poreless Putty Primer and I'm going to apply that to my T-zone because her makeup look is actually pretty matte. Besides her cheeks, if you really look at her photos, you'll notice that her cheeks are actually the part of her face that's really glowy and dewy. So that's what we're gonna work with. And I'm gonna wait 30 seconds to have this dry down to really sink into the pores. I'm gonna take e.l.f.'s Dewy Coconut Setting Mist and I'm gonna spray that all over my face just so we can have a very nice hydrated face before we start the makeup. For my base, I'm gonna take Maybelline Superstay 24-Hour Skin Tint, and mine is in 110, and I'm gonna apply this all over my face with a beauty sponge. Mine is from e.l.f., use whatever you have. You could also use a brush, but I'm using this skin tint because it's gonna make your face look very flawless and dewy without extra shine. Let's get some on our neck. And now I'm gonna take e.l.f.'s beauty sponge and I'm gonna blend this all in. So you can tell our face is not looking matte, but once we apply the powder, it'll mattify it down. So feel free to use a foundation, whatever you have at home. I'm literally using whatever I have at home. I did not purchase anything new for this makeup look because I wanted it to be a makeup look that you guys can easily access from whatever makeup stash you have. And the best way I thought of doing that is to not purchase anything and to use what I have. Now that we got this all blended in, I'm gonna take NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. Mine is in the shade Vanilla. And I'm gonna apply this under my eyes, on my chin, on my nose, and on my forehead. And I'm gonna use e.l.f.'s Complexion Duo brush just to apply that under our eyes. And I'm not taking too much product, as you can tell. I'm just taking a little bit, just enough, just so that our face looks nice, concealed, and natural. I think that's enough. And just to top it off, I'm gonna take Rare Beauty's Eye Brightener and I'm gonna apply that under my eyes too, just so we get a really nice brightened under eye, because that's what I've noticed with Sabrina's makeup. Her under eye looks flawless and that's what we're trying to achieve here. So I'm gonna just apply that everywhere that I applied that NYX concealer, just to brighten up the makeup look. And now we're just gonna blend that in with the same sponge we used. These two face products actually go really well together. It makes your under eyes look nice and hydrated. If you don't have the Rare Beauty's Brightener, don't worry about it. Just use a little bit of a lighter concealer right in your inner corners, just so you get that brightened effect. Now that we got this all blended in, we're gonna go in and bronze up the face. We're gonna take Tarte's Park Avenue Princess and just bronze up our face. I'm gonna stamp it on my face instead of swiping it, just because we don't have any powder on our face yet. We don't wanna smear the makeup underneath. So we're just gonna go in and tap the bronzer in. And we're gonna go light-handed on this bronzer, not too heavy, because we're gonna mainly focus on making the face more blush than anything. Okay, I think that's enough bronzer. We just wanna lightly bronze up the face so we have some color to our face. And now we're gonna move on with the blush. And the blush that we're gonna use is Juvia's Place Volume 4 palette. And it's this one right over here. If you notice, Sabrina's makeup look has really cute pink blush on her face. And I'm gonna take both of these colors and I'm just gonna mix it. So sometimes it's lighter, sometimes it's darker, but what I do know is that her blush is generally glowy. So we're gonna take these two colors and we're just gonna mix them together. And I'm gonna tap it and we're gonna go right on in. And it's gonna look really heavy on at first and crazy, but just trust the process. We're gonna make it look flawless. Once we powder our face, it'll tone down a little bit. So I'm just gonna do this side, and I'm going a little bit higher on the cheekbones because when you look at her photos, her blush is right up to here, and that's what I'm trying to achieve. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit more of that blush, tap it, and smear it, and just put a little bit on our nose, not too much. If you add too much, just blend on in with your beauty blender. And I think we have a good amount of blush on our face. Now what we're gonna do is to blend this makeup in where the blush is. I'm gonna get a little bit of that Rare Beauty brightener we had earlier, and I'm just gonna apply it right here, just so I could blend in the blush just like that. Do you see how much it blended in that blush? And just because we have powder on doesn't mean that it's not gonna blend really well. If you put a liquid on, you just gotta put on the correct kind. So that looks stunning right now. Now that we got that blended in, what we're gonna do is we're gonna powder our face. But before we do, we're gonna blend out our creases so we don't seal in the creases. And I'm gonna take Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder, and I'm gonna apply that under my eyes, on my chin, on my nose, on my forehead, basically everywhere but the cheeks. So let's blend out the creases. I'm gonna take a powder puff and I'm gonna smear it on my hand to get an even application. And I'm gonna go right on in. Do you see how that calmed down the blush we had on? And it kind of made it look really smooth and blended in. That's what we're going for. But don't worry, because we're gonna add more blush on top, okay? So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Gonna powder my chin, smile lines, right underneath my cheekbones, and some on our forehead. So the next blush we're gonna use is Milani's Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. So what this blush is actually gonna do, it's gonna bring life back to your cheeks. It's gonna make it look glowy without putting highlighter on your face. So because it's baked, it has more of a shimmery look without adding glitter. So we're gonna take the Milani blush with the same brush, and I'm gonna tap it, and I'm gonna apply it to the high points of my cheeks, just so we can get that highlighted effect. Just like that. Perfect. Because when you look at her photos, I always notice this part is always highlighted. So that's why I'm adding it right there. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Okay, I feel like that looks stunning. And if we need to, we'll add more powder in the end. I'm not used to my face being this matte, but so far I feel like it's giving her cheek effect, which I love. So what we're gonna do, just to make sure that our face isn't overly dry, we're gonna spray the coconut setting mist all over our face again. And then if we need to, we'll seal in the makeup with extra powder. So I'm just gonna go in and spray my face once again. And this will make sure that your skin looks more natural and skin-like. So I'm gonna spray this all over my face. And it's just gonna blend in your makeup so much nicer. Until we let this set in, I'm gonna go in and do the eyes. So the photo I was looking at, her eyeshadow looked very neutral and very clean. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take Colourpop's Going Coconuts palette right here. And I'm gonna use this shade right over here. It's just a contour shade. It's called Colada. Just gonna blend that in my crease just to give the eyes a little bit of definition. I'm gonna take Jaclyn Hill's palette, and it's the one in Strawberry Fields. And I'm gonna use the shade called Picnic, which is just a white shade. And I'm gonna apply that on my lids so we get a really nice clean look. And I'm gonna use a flat shader brush, and I'm just gonna apply that on my lids. Gonna add that to this eye. I'm just gonna go ahead and blend the crease once again, just so that white isn't in your face. Now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take Colourpop's Super Shock eyeshadow in the shade Tassel. It's a really shimmery white shade, and I'm gonna apply that. And this is just gonna give a really pretty shimmery look that she sometimes has going on that I love. Next is the fun part. I'm gonna add Serpentine Beauty's Liquid Metallic Eyeshadow. It's in the shade Saintsation. These are beautiful. If you haven't tried them before, I highly suggest them. And I'm gonna apply that to the outer corners of my eyes. And I'm just gonna blend that in for a really nice rose gold look. Look how pigmented that is. But we're not gonna keep it like that. We're actually gonna blend it in because her eyeshadow look is really nicely faded and neutral, but has a rose gold tone effect. So I'm just taking a brush and just applying that shimmer and blending that out. You could use your fingers, you could use a brush, you could use whatever you want. What I love about these eyeshadows is how blendable they are. You could make a really nice natural makeup look with them, or you could do a full glam makeup look and have really pretty metallic eyes. And I can't get enough of these eyeshadows, and I love it. I really, really love them. And you could layer these on. Just make sure you let them dry, and they're just amazing. You just have to try it for yourself. So I think that looks stunning. It looks just like the eyeshadow that she usually has on, and I'm so happy I kind of nailed it down, at least in my opinion. So I am loving it. What we're gonna do now is take that first shade we used, that contour shade we used, and we're gonna apply that under our eyes. For the waterline, we're not gonna use black. We're gonna use a cream eyeliner from NYX, and that's just to open up the eyes. Sometimes she has black, sometimes she has a cream color in her waterline. For today, we're gonna do the cream one. So we're adding this because it's just gonna brighten up your eyes, and sometimes she does that with her makeup looks. So for the upper lash line, we're gonna tightline with black, but because I don't want too much black to go on this white waterline we just added, I'm gonna take a black eyeshadow and tightline, making sure that I actually don't go right over here. I'm gonna make sure I go as close to my lash line as possible. So I'm gonna take an angled brush like this, and I'm gonna grab a black eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna tightline really close to my lash line. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a black eyeliner and do the smallest wing right over here. You could take any black liner you have. I'm just taking the one from Lorac. It's Front of the Line Pro Liquid Eyeliner. And I'm gonna make the smallest wing. Okay, our baby wings are on. Next, we're gonna go in and apply some mascara. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit of mascara because I'm planning to put on fake lashes at the corner of my eyes. I'm just gonna cut them and put it to the side. But for now, let's add mascara. I'm using Maybelline Falsies. This is one coat. I'm gonna do the same thing on this eye as well. I didn't want to apply too much because the falsies might just be overpowering if I apply too much mascara. So let's do this eye. So now I'm just gonna add these pretty falsies to the corners of my eyes just to give it a more flared out look like she has. So I'm gonna do it off camera and be right back. I just added the smallest amount of eyelash. So you know how I had this entire strip? So I literally just took about this much from each end. I cut it off and put it on my outer corners. So it's these longer ones that you see right here, just to add like a flared look. I was gonna add half of that lash, but when I tried to do that, it was looking way too dramatic for her look. And now we're gonna move on to the lips. So for the lips, it's a 4-step process. So the first thing that we're gonna use for the lips is e.l.f.'s cream lip liners in the shade Mauve Aside. So it's just a mauve color. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna line my lips first, and then I'm gonna go in with Colourpop's lippy pencil in the shade Bitchette, because I don't have our exact lip liner shade. So I'm gonna go in and line my lips. So first I'm gonna go in with Mauve Aside and line my lips. And I'm just gonna shade a little bit at the corners because I've noticed that's how her lips are. Okay, first step done. Now I'm gonna go in with Colourpop Lippy Pencil in Bitchette, and I'm gonna go right on top of that, just so we blend these two colors in. What I'm gonna do is take a fluffy brush and I'm just gonna blend it in just a little bit to get a cleaner look. You see what I mean? So now that we lined our lips, we're gonna go in with Buxom's Full On Plumping Lip Cream in the shade Blushing Margarita. And if you notice her lips, depending on, of course, the makeup look, sometimes it's more pinky nude, sometimes it's more red, sometimes it's more mauve. So I feel like it's an in-between color depending on the kind of look that she's doing. So we're not done yet. Now we're gonna add the final touches. We're gonna take Serpentine Beauty's Bold Lip Glaze in the shade Afterglow, and we're gonna apply that to the center of our lips to get that creamy shade right in the middle. So we're gonna take the smallest amount, like this much, just like that. And we're gonna blend this with our finger because this is highly pigmented. It's a high pigment gloss. So I'm just gonna take this and blend it in. Okay, and this is how the lips are looking right now. This is technically the makeup up close. You could tell it looks natural, but it still looks done, just like her makeup looks. So hopefully you guys like this makeup look. Let me take down my hair so you guys kind of get the full effect. All right guys, so this is the final look. I tried to recreate Sabrina Carpenter's makeup look, and I hope I did well. Please let me know down in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this makeup tutorial. I had a lot of fun recreating it. So please let me know how I did down below in the comments. Please like, comment, subscribe. That would mean the world to me. And I can't wait to see you in my next one. Bye.